Dear learners, it's long time that I have uploaded any video on these social media platforms. So after a gap of almost 3 months, here I'm uploading one video and I'm going to cover three topics in this video. Topic 1 is where I'm going to talk about socialism and capitalism. I know you have heard this capitalism word many times and many of you have asked me to make a video on it. Since I have taken this capitalism or the fair practice of capitalism, these keywords a lot many times in some of my classes in complete course on Indian stock market. So the first thing which I'm going to cover is the difference between socialism and capitalism. Second thing which I'm going to talk about today is whether I want to tell you that how beautifully we are running this country together, or how beautiful is the whole ecosystem of our country India. Then third, which I'm going to talk about, is about the farmer bill, which will be more or less an example to explain you the difference between socialism and capitalism. So socialism and capitalism both are a kind of political ideology. In socialism, the belief is that all the resources are belonging to everyone and everybody should get the profit out of it. Everybody should equally get the profit or the output of the whole ecosystem of any country. In capitalism, we talk about the fair market practice, which is based on supply and demand. So people who are manufacturing goods, they can price their goods as per their convenience or as per the research which they have done on supply and demand side. So the difference from the government side here is, in socialism, government interfere a lot in the corporate world's practices. They make the policies, rules, laws and regulations. In capitalism or in the capitalist society, government hardly interfere into the affairs of corporate world. Well, hope you have got the glimpse of socialism and capitalism and their difference. By the second topic, where I wanted to tell you that we are really living in a great country and we are progressing in a very, very positive way, will further explain socialism and capitalism part. Well, if you read the preamble of our country, socialism is the word which is included there and not the capitalism. Well, as per the preamble, as per the constitution, we are a socialist country and the definition is, in this country we want to make sure that the people who are probably very, very marginalized like laborers or farmers, they all should be taken into consideration in the whole ecosystem. Right? So we are a socialist country as per the constitution. Socialist is the word, socialism is the word which is included there. But then we also practice capitalism. We are all allowed to create companies, make products and services and price them accordingly. Be it any kind of produce. It may be consumables, it may be a very fancy product, or whatever you consume in throughout all your day-to-day life. So why I'm saying that our country is beautiful, because we strike that balance, the balance of socialism and capitalism. In our country, both of these ideologies and philosophy overlap a lot, and still we take care of everyone and growing at a good rate also. At least this is the case in last 20-30 years. From the time the economy has opened, globalization or liberalization has happened. So by definition we are a socialist country and we practice capitalism. For example, you can open your factory, define the products and their prices, but at the same time you will follow the minimum wage rule for your laborers, where government have made sure that nobody can harass them, nobody can arm twist them, and if you are not following the minimum wage rule, since it's a law, you can be punished. Your factory can be punished, your corporation can be punished. So you can see here that we are striking a great balance with both socialism and capitalism, which means that we have taken all the positive things out of both of the political philosophy. And that's why I say that India is probably the greatest country to live at this point, because we strike that balance everywhere. Well, moving forward, I wanted to take another example here. So in Delhi region, especially people who are living in Delhi region, their day-to-day life might be affected in last 2-3 days, especially people who are crossing the border between Gurgaon and Delhi. Why? Because there is a protest going on from the farmers. Well, I'm not making this video to sensationalize this whole event or tell you that what exactly is my political ideology. Also, not to criticize or support the government, but since I was discussing this in a group of friends, most of us were not aware that why these people are protesting. So is it just a political stunt, or so we all had different answer. So what I thought, maybe through this video I'll be able to explain people about this farm bill and why the protest is happening. So government keep on bringing reforms, right? So one of the reform which our current government has brought is this farm bill, where they are allowing farmers to sell their produce to everyone. I mean, so far government give them one MSP and promise them to buy their farm produce at that MSP rate. The full form of MSP is minimum selling price. So on that minimum selling price, anybody has to buy this stuff from the farmers, or government agency or the government system. This APMC is that government agency which buy these or which facilitate these farmers to sell their produce at that MSP, right? So here, as per the new rule, government has allowed even the corporates to buy directly from the farmers. Obviously this is one practice which is very much useful if we talk about capitalism, if we talk about removing the middlemen, if we talk also about from the perspective of farmers that they will be having more than one option to sell their produce. But then still there is a protest happening. So behind this protest there must be one reason that why this protest is happening, or what is the demand of these protesters. So my point is very simple here, that I'm going to tell you those points. So this is the government side where they got the reform, they got the new bill where farmers can sell it to more than one buyer. And from farmer side the protest is happening around this MSP. So in this new farm bill, government has not included MSP for the corporates. Means as per law, they it means for now there is no such law which will make sure that nobody is able to arm twist the small or big farmers and take their produce at a rate below than MSP or something like that. So yes, you will have more options, but the new people who are going to buy, these corporates, they can buy at any rate. There is no definition of MSP for them, and this is what the protesters are doing this protest about, that if you are bringing the new farm bill, please bring the MSP part in it as well. Well, what is this MSP part? This is MSP part for farmers is more or less that minimum wage rule or policy which is there in the labor law. So again, this will be a very, very beautiful overlap of socialism and capitalism, where we are opening the agricultural economy for the corporates and also going to protect our farmers from these corporates who can arm twist them, only if they include this MSP part into the whole reform. Well, this is not my opinion, but this is what the opposition is saying, and I'm sure government and people who are protesting will find a good resolution for it. All we have to do is be very, very positive about the growth of this country, be very positive about resolving all these issues which happens. I mean, this is a beautiful country which also practice I mean, we are one country where democracy is there. So this is another beautiful aspect of our country. In democracy, government bring laws and reform. People either support or reject it, or they demand some improvement in it. However, the agenda of this video was just to explain you capitalism and socialism, and also to tell you that we are living in a great country called India. Thank you very much.